Greetings, dear viewer. Welcome to the Panda Catman show, I think. Mobas have been around for quite a long time now. With the rise of League of Legends and Dota 2 among others, there will always be developers trying to cash in on the genre. Just look at Minecraft and the many games on Steam that have been on early access for so long. For the few that don't know, I'm going to give you a quick explanation of what a MOBA is. MOBA stands for Multiplayer Online Battle Arena. If you've played Team Deathmatch, you've technically played a MOBA by definition. However, the MOBA genre involves teams of players ranging in size, usually no more than 5. They go down a set of paths, which usually involve some sort of little soldiers or minions spawning and running down said path, to the enemy's side. The paths are guarded by towers, and the players must destroy them and eventually the opposing team's base. Sometimes the base itself has some sort of defense, making it the toughest to take down, and other times it's guarded by other objectives like League of Legends Inhibitor, which prevent the vital piece from being taken down. Also note that some MOBAs have jungles or other objectives around the map outside of the main paths, and when you take them, you can turn the tide of battle. Along the way, the players earn gold and experience, and through items and or levels, they become strong enough to kill off the enemy players and complete the main objective. Alright, if you're still here, good, because today I'm going to show you some of the crazy things other developers have come up with, and it will not be worth it. Let's start with Dragons and Titans. Now the title screen, it does not look good at all. This is as good as the graphics are gonna get. But to be fair, on the surface, it looks like a pretty good game. You get to ride dragons on the many maps that they have, and because lack of players, they put them all in one little thing, and you can kind of boat them out, and the community kind of chooses which map is going to be played next. This is not a bad thing because it keeps everyone on one queue and you can find games pretty fast. So you can go and start playing this game right now and won't have to sit there for hours on end. The problem comes when you start getting into the game. You'll begin to notice things like the Titan Pass, which keeps getting shoved down your throat. You could have earned this many currency, or you can give us your real currency and get this much instead. And there is a huge, nay, giant balance issue. You can choose both a dragon and a weapon, which make up your abilities and what you can do in game. Most of it is pretty straightforward, and there's a pretty good variety, another plus. But here's the big but. Some of these dragons are completely useless, like the Wyvern guy here. The Mecha Wyvern, he looks awesome. Well, he's trash, he's garbage, trust me, I had him. Or a weapon comes out, and that makes every other dragon that cannot use it properly completely useless again. Or the weapon in question just breaks all logic of the game. Like, for example, there's this ice sword here that leaves behind little glaciers that get in your way. This would be fine, except you lock onto whatever is closest to you, so you end up hitting the icebergs, which cause you to miss everything you throw at the person, and you can't fight back. You end up hitting the icebergs, it blocks your way, the guy turns around, kills you, and there is no counterplay. And if you try to target him, you're gonna be smashing the spacebar button, which is the thing that locks onto other things, I think. And by the time you actually get to the guy, he pops out another iceberg, and you're dead. That's it. You lose the game. It is extremely frustrating, but that's just game mechanics, right? You can make your dragons and weapons stronger with runes and upgrades. The weapon upgrade system is this huge grid that constantly tries to sell you the materials for real money, which you can pick up throughout your games here and there. And this used to take a good 10 minutes for every glyph and every tower, so whenever you went out to upgrade one thing, you would have to wait a good half an hour before you could come back and upgrade another thing. And in order to get a single bonus, you need to upgrade every single little thing around these towers just to get that one bonus. And when you do get the bonus, it is a marvelous whooping 1% increase to whatever stat. So this game is dealing in 100s, and cooldowns are, let's say, 9 seconds for something. So you're not getting anything out of just one tower. So you're gonna need a good, I don't know, 50, 100 of every single one of these materials up here just to be able to have a decent weapon. But at least you can actually upgrade your weapons. The dragons are another story entirely. You need like a good 3 level 1 dragons here just to get one of the second level of dragons. And then you need 3 of those to get the 3rd tier. So unless you're going to throw money indiscriminately at the screen, your dragon will not be as good as the person that did throw money at the screen. You know, it makes sense, right? So you're going with a dragon and you think you're doing fine, and a couple of rounds later you find this one guy who's zooming around all across the map, and you can't do anything. You don't have the damage, you don't have items, you don't have a good weapon, you just have whatever is free for the week, and you're gaining a good 30-50 crystals for every game you play, and you can buy a set of 3 random weapons for 2,500 crystals, or a set of 3 dragons for 5,000 crystals. So if you're gonna get anywhere in this game, you need to be playing every day, and you need to disregard your losses, disregard everything, and you just need to play. Just straight play every day. Hopefully you can get something from the story missions. And I completely skipped out on the rune system. My bad there. The rune system. For the rune system, we have a game like League of Legends where you can buy runes to make your character better and stronger, and until you have a complete page, full set of runes, which takes a pretty long time to get, you can finally play at the same level as other people. In this game, you're going through the same dragon dilemma with these runes. You can buy a random set of 3 runes for 150 crystals, so that's like a good 3 games, right? And the runes that you get are random, so if you don't get what you want, you're screwed. And that's just the first level, in addition to having to level up to unlock all the other slots for all the other runes. So you're stuck with really bad runes throughout your games, and if somebody comes in with a full page of, let's say, damage runes, right, or health or whatever, they have such a huge advantage over you. And this is really what completely ruined the game for me. Like, I was having fun just playing every now and then, but the more I realized that these people are just so much better than me, and not because they're better, but because of their equipment and everything else that they have, that I was just completely turned away from the game. So if you want to play this game, go right ahead. It's free. You don't have to wait, you don't have to wait a long time for matches. You can get matches really fast. But I just can't. I enjoyed this game, and I can't enjoy it anymore, and I can finally uninstall it for good, and I'm done with it. I'm going to show you the second game I have here for you today. If you ever went out of your way to play a multiplayer game on Steam made by a questionable company, you would have likely found a bunch of angry Russian kids swearing at you, or just foreign language in general, right? Well, that's exactly what this community is, or at least from what I remember. But that's just how the game seems to be made. It is really toxic from the start. You'll see what I mean. There are 4 teams of 3 players, and they go out into this big arena and start killing things in traditional Moba style, right? The catch is that your goal this time around is to collect a certain amount of gold for your team. And there's 4 teams running around, and there's teleporters that switch around every time. And you can collect treasure chests and capture your enemy's towers, which generate gold over time. But the flaw in the system, which most people that make these kind of games don't understand, is that there is no balance. And it's not in the characters. Like, I understand that a character needs to have some sort of overpowered thing in their kit to make them really good, to make you want to play them, but they need to have clear weaknesses. With things like these equipment stuff that you can get, it makes your character's weakness irrelevant because your numbers are bigger than your enemy's numbers, and that's not how these games work. When you have something like a fighting game like Street Fighter, it all comes down to reflex and skill and outmaneuvering your opponent. When it comes to Mobas, it's all about the numbers, because if you have 3 people fighting another 3 people, whoever blows up the other team first wins. So you're giving them an unfair advantage, like a big boost. And it doesn't make any sense to me when you make this sort of game. What are these guys thinking? Like, look. It would be fine to get equipment, but you can buy rare equipment, and it might take you a long time to do so, but when you get a full set of said equipment, you unlock an extra skill. So, like in Dragons and Titans, we had healing, we had speed ups and stuff. In League of Legends, you have things like Flash. In this game, that doesn't exist unless you have a full set of equipment that you have to get currency for. And this currency, you only get it if you win the game. And if you log in every day or whatever, but it's a lot. So unless you're going to give money to the company that made this game and you randomly get a piece of equipment because it drops, right? You go in, kill stuff, sometimes you get equipment, and if you get something that's green, that's perfect, right? But the thing is that it's timed. So in order to make it permanent, you need the black pearls, which you need to win games for, which you only get like, I don't know, I think it was 30, no more than 30 every day or whatever. And it will go away. You will not be able to use that piece of equipment because it's gonna break after a day. So you're stuck with not good equipment. And the more you play with your character, the stronger they get and all that. But the people that are getting full sets of equipment they have this ridiculous advantage over you. You can be the same level as them, even 2 or 3 levels ahead, and just because they have bigger numbers than you, boom, you're dead. That's it. Game over. Anyways, when there's 4 teams on the map, one of them is going to get cut off. It only matters if you win first or second place, preferably first place, right? But these people, if they're organized and there's a team of 3 people going up against everybody else, right? They can basically go off to another team and kill them off and take their tower, and because they have better equipment, better stats, they will win, and there's nothing the other team can do about it. And the more they kill them, the more gold they get, and they will be the ones with the big gold lead, and then everybody else loses as a result. So I understand what they were trying to do with this game, but they went around the wrong way. It doesn't work. That's not how these things are supposed to work, you know? Like, I understand that you guys want to make money. I want to make money. I wish I was doing this for money right now, hopefully way down the road. But that's not how you make a game. It's not enjoyable. You play for like 2 matches and you realize that you're gonna have to play another 100 for you to come back to another person that is in your same spot right now, and you're gonna do the same thing to them, and that scares players away. Oh, also, one last thing. I don't know if it's true, but apparently if you buy skins for your characters, that makes them stronger. I've heard that this is not true, but you're advertising your skins make your character better. So, pay to win. That's it. It's pay to win. Done. You're done. I can't... really? Who plays these? Seriously? Anyways, if you want to play this game, I'm just going to let you know right now that you're going to need a friend or 2, preferably 2. And you're gonna choose one of the additional characters you can unlock, And if you play a good, well, I'm sorry, if you win, if you win 50 games, I think it is, you can unlock them. And that's the only way to unlock the other characters. It's just like, okay. Golden Rush, go play it if you want, you'll see what I mean. I warned you. At least it has a community, that's a good thing. Unlike the last game that I have for you today, because I could go on. I could, but I won't, because you don't have the attention span. It feels like a dungeon crawler because as you're pushing down the lanes, eventually you get to this gate, and when you break down the gate, you get to face your enemy's boss monster, and you can vote whatever boss monster you want at the beginning of the match, and you get to fight them. And I thought that was really cool. Like that is seriously unique. And you can also go out and break barrels down, and you can get gold, and you can obviously kill the minions and stuff. But this really felt like I was playing like Diablo or something like that, and it had a really good aesthetic to it. My only problem is it doesn't have a community, and I don't think anybody knows that this game even exists. So obviously there's 2 lanes, they spawn up and down, and that's for this specific map. There's other maps that you can unlock, and I think that's one of the problems. But anyways, back to the main game. There's other resources that you can pick up, and doing things like killing enemies gets you points, and you're not expected to win by killing the boss. Once the timer runs out, whatever team has the most amount of points wins. The big plus is how you can pick up one of these guys and choose any role you want to take. So you don't have to suffer from mastering one character and not being able to do something, because all the characters can play any role, you can build them however you want, and they all work. So that's great. That is a big thing that not a lot of games have, but I think that probably is what's kind of killing it, because you can, both of you, if you're not really talking to each other, you and your teammate can choose the same role, and you're basically screwed over, and you instantly lose. That's what happened to me the first time that I played the game. But anyways, you can unlock pretty much anything in the game by getting these weekly keys, and the bronze keys unlock something for 1 game, the iron keys are for an hour, and the gold is for the entire week. That's good. You can try everything out for free before you decide to commit and buy it. So again, that's another good thing. I haven't played long enough to find out, but there's these artifact things that you can level up from game to game. You can make it stronger, and I don't know what sort of advantage it gives you, but I hope it's nothing too game breaking. It does sound a bit but you know, there's no penalty for leaving games. So yeah, if you're gonna play this game and you're not doing good, they're gonna leave you, and you're gonna lose, so you might as well leave. It takes forever to find a match with players too, so I don't know, this game is a little too dead, and you're gonna be stuck in unfair situations all the time. So I recommend you force a fellow person to play this with you if you want to have maximum enjoyment. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do whatever it is viewers do these days. If you didn't and somehow fell asleep and just woke up, let me know what I did wrong. I'm really trying here. I'm kind of desperate at this point, but regardless, I hope you have a nice day, and I will see you in the next one. If you have any suggestions for games or anything you want me to do, I am open to pretty much anything. This is my passion. So yeah, goodbye.